the Netherlands suffered a bitter loss to Lionel Messi and Argentina in a hard-fought quarter-final match that ended 2-2 and was decided by penalties. But what made headlines wasn't just the scoreline. It was the shocking claim made by none other than Louis Van Gaal, the manager of the Dutch national team at the time. We'll take you through the gripping story of Van Gaal's audacious suggestion that Argentina's victory, led by the iconic Lionel Messi, was part of a great plan, a conspiracy theory that rocked the football world and left fans and pundits alike scratching their heads. Was the World Cup rigged for Messi and Argentina? Louis Van Gaal, who was the manager of the Netherlands during that game, suggested that the defeat was part of a plan to help Messi win the World Cup. I really didn't want to say that much about it, Van Gaal said. When you see how Argentina got their goals, and how we got our goals, and how some Argentina players overstepped the mark and were not punished, yeah, then I think it was all premeditated. The reporter asked Van Gaal to explain what he meant. I mean everything that I say, Van Gaal replied. That Messi had to become world champion? The reporter asked. I think so, yes, said the manager. For not wanting to explain much, the Dutch coach said a lot. Clearly, he hasn't gotten over that loss, which is somewhat normal considering the high stakes. But it's also a bit unusual. After all, the 72-year-old Van Gaal has experienced both success and defeat on big occasions. He has earned 19 titles in his career. As a manager for clubs like Ajax, FC Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Manchester United. He has twice coached the Netherlands at a Men's World Cup, first in 2014 and most recently in Qatar. However, it seems that Messi's victory in the Middle East has left a lasting impression on Van Gaal. Messi has become his rival. Remember, Argentina and Messi also defeated the Netherlands in a 2014 World Cup semi-final. By any reasonable measure, Van Gaal's claims are absurd. But let's take a closer look at them, just to confirm their lack of credibility. Argentina's first goal in the quarterfinal arrived in the 35th minute, and it's a goal that will be remembered in Argentine football forever. Messi's clever pass to right fullback Nahuel Molina sliced through 6 Dutch players, and Molina skillfully put the ball past goalkeeper Andreas Nopper. It showcased Messi's skill and poked a hole in Van Gaal's arguments. There were no hidden tricks at play. The Netherlands conceded once more in the 73rd minute. Argentina received a penalty when Marcos Acuna was fouled by Denzel Dumfries inside the box.
It's Messi. It's 2.
And Messi successfully converted his team's third penalty of the World Cup. Argentina received a total of 5 penalties in 7 matches, and although the penalty awarded against Dumfries was debatable, it was also quite clear. Acuna tricked the opponent with a kick cutback at full speed, and the Dutch player's trailing foot made contact with Acuna. Penalty. Van Gaal has a point here. In the 88th minute, after 2 back-to-back tough tackles, Argentina midfielder Leandro Paredes kicked the ball into the Dutch bench. This led to a fight between the teams, and Paredes got a yellow card. Just moments before, his mistimed tackle on Nathan Ake should have been punished with a yellow card, but it wasn't. However, it was a tense and physical quarterfinal match. Players from both sides used tactics and teasing to gain an edge or send a tough message. There were no angels on the field during this game. Spanish referee Antonio Mateo Lajos faced criticism from both players on both teams and was later sent home by tournament officials due to the intense scrutiny. We were scared before the game because we knew what this was. Messi said after the match, "I think FIFA must think about it. He cannot put a referee like that for these important games. For such a pivotal game, a referee who isn't up to the task." If the 2022 World Cup was set up For Messi and Argentina to win, the folks behind the scenes have quite the twisted sense of humor. Argentina suffered a 2-1 defeat against Saudi Arabia in their first group stage match, leaving Messi and his teammates stunned after one of the most unexpected results in World Cup history. However, Argentina bounced back with victories over Mexico, Poland, Australia, the Netherlands, Croatia,
Montiel. Argentina, champions of the world!
And of course, in an electrifying final against France.
But human rights groups say Qatar's migrant workers are often forced to labor under extremely poor conditions.
The 2022 World Cup was mired in controversy, not just due to Qatar's human rights issues and problems with buildings, the necessary infrastructure for the tournament, but also because of the alleged conspiracy and bribery involved in awarding the tournament to Qatar in the first place. Perhaps Van Gaal had this in mind when he made his claim. When examining this, the focus naturally turns to the 5 penalty kicks that Argentina received during the tournament. Some were more clear than others, but like many penalty situations, they were also highly subjective. Argentina's first penalty was awarded against Saudi Arabia, with VAR determining that Paredes was held and pulled down inside the box during a corner kick. Messi successfully converted the penalty, although Argentina lost the game. In Argentina's second group stage game against Poland, VAR intervened once more to give Argentina a penalty. Polish goalkeeper Chesney miscalculated a cross intended for Messi and accidentally hit the Argentine captain in the face. It was a tough decision, but Argentina didn't really need it to win. Chesney saved the penalty and Argentina scored twice to secure 2-0 victory. The penalty against Croatia was perhaps the most debated among Argentina's 5 penalties. In a 1-on-1 situation, Julian Alvarez nudged the ball past Croatia's goalkeeper Dominik Livakovic, who then collided with the Manchester City forward. The referee awarded a penalty and didn't use VAR to review his decision. Some people who disagree with the penalty argue that the goalkeeper Livakovic held his ground and got bumped by the attacker. On the flip side, Livakovic couldn't even get a slight touch on the ball, which would have held him to the goal if not for Croatian centre-back Dejan Lovren clearing it. It's a close call, but not one that suggests a premeditated scheme. Finally, Angel Di Maria won a penalty in the final against France. In my view, this was the mildest penalty that Argentina received, but the referee didn't hesitate to award it. In a game as chaotic as that one, should we really see this soft call as proof of a premeditated plan? Former French international Patrice Evra responded to Van Gaal's statements quite simply. He said, "Messi carried Argentina. People claim Messi won the World Cup because he scored 5 penalties. I say, try scoring those penalties yourself." Van Gaal was way off the mark in suggesting that the World Cup was rigged for Messi and Argentina. His comments lacked substance and have done more harm to his reputation than strengthening his arguments for the wrongdoing he alleges.